General Hospital spoilers: Tracy changes DNA results. Lulu is Gio's mother. General Hospital update for Tuesday, May 6, reveals that Carly Spencer will make a disturbing discovery while Christina Corinthos Davis gets a reality check. Roco Falconeri will also apologize, so there'll be a lot happening on the ABC soap. After Alexis Davis gives Diane Miller updates on the latest drama with Christina and Molly Lansing Davis, Diane will be sorry for her part in it. Diane really should have gotten rid of the papers to have Christina committed when Alexis told her to, but she let them fall into Molly's hands instead. Now, Christina knows Alexis almost had her locked away, so she's livid along with Molly over the news. Diane may offer to help undo the damage, but Alexis will think she should be the one to patch things up with her girls. Despite the turmoil her family's facing, Alexis will make some predictions about finding a way forward. Meanwhile, Christina will bring Lucky Spencer up to speed, so he'll give Christina a reality check and push her to see that Alexis was right to worry about her going off the rails. Christina arguably belongs in a psychiatric facility after what she did, so Lucky will offer a reminder about the Ava Jerome car sabotage plot that went horribly wrong. Since Christina nearly wiped out two innocent people, namely Rick Lansing and Elizabeth Baldwin, Lucky will help her understand that Alexis' concerns are warranted. By the time this conversation is over, Christina will indeed cut Alexis a little slack and decide to extend a peace offering. Of course, Christina doesn't know about Ava's blackmail scheme, so Alexis may decide to keep it that way out of fear her daughter will lose control all over again. Over with Rick, he may have some doubts about his current arrangement with Ava, but she'll push him to remember they're in this together. At Nana Reeves' place, Willow Corinthos may identify the person she believes is behind Drew's setup. Will Willow have a hunch it's Carly Spencer or suspect it's Tracy Quartermaine instead? Either way, Willow's going to be wrong since Nana is the mastermind who teamed up with Portia Robinson on the Jacinda scheme. At G8, Brad Cooper will bargain with Drew Kane, who should be willing to deliver money and whatever else Brad wants. In exchange, Brad seems poised to blab about Portia digging into Drew's medical records and ordering the perfect dose of ketamine. While Drew obtains crucial information, Lois Cerullo will rush to Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri's defense. Dante Falconeri will rip into Gio for not taking Roco Falconeri to the hospital immediately and insist it'll be Gio's fault if Roco isn't Oak. Although Dante may promise legal consequences, Lois will step up for Gio and try to convince Dante this wasn't his fault. Once they finish pumping Rocco's stomach and he's feeling better, he'll have some apologies to make. Roco will be sorry for scaring Dante and Lulu Spencer, but he may apologize to Gio as well for pulling him into this mess. Next, Carly will discover Danny Morgan's involvement in Rocco's latest crisis. After Danny comes clean about his guilt, Carly will give him some tough love and push him to own up to what he's done. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers reveal that fans are now wondering, can Willow Corinthos ever forgive Nana Reeves once the whole ugly Drew Kane truth comes out? Nina resorted to drastic measures when she teamed up with Portia Robinson to get Drew out of the picture. Since Nina was desperate, she was willing to let Willow find Drew in a compromising situation with Jacinda. That was both infuriating and devastating for Willow at first, but now she feels confident Drew was drugged by Jacinda as part of a cheating frame-up plot. Drew's wild night just doesn't add up for Willow, so she's defending his innocence. Of course, Nina isn't on the suspect list yet, but GH fans know she can't get away with her actions forever. With that in mind, we have to consider what'll happen once Nina gets busted for her role in what happened. It took a ton of work for Willow to forgive Nina for her past lies and manipulation. Now Nina's going to destroy all the trust they've established and the bond they finally built. Has Nina burned through too many strikes at this point? Can Willow ever forgive Nina for playing games with her heart and going this far to drive Drew out of her life? Drew is obviously deceiving Willow about plenty of things as well, including his past hookups with Nina and his bribing scheme to keep Willow away from Michael Corinthos at the clinic. Even so, Nina arranged for Drew to get drugged and created a situation that she couldn't control. Drew could have hurt himself or someone else if he'd gone off the rails even further that night. Plus, Nina's actions could affect Willow's ability to keep custody of her children. So there are many reasons why Willow may hold a grudge. No matter what revelations come out about Drew, that doesn't fix how Nina chose to go about all this. Nina should have confessed a long time ago about her past passionate encounters with Drew and helped Willow understand the kind of man he really was. Now, Nina's proven she's almost as bad by deceiving Willow all these months, and by her willingness to drug Drew to blow things up. If Nina and Drew's former romps come to light in the end, that's only going to make Willow's pain worse. Forgiveness might be possible for Nina down the road, but it certainly won't happen anytime soon after the whole ugly truth comes out. Nina's headed for some trouble once Willow finds out about her mom's latest devious behavior, so stay tuned for updates on how that news will ruin their relationship. The upcoming episode of General Hospital on May 7 delivers a wave of emotional and strategic tension as long-hidden secrets begin to surface and threaten to destabilize key relationships within the Courtmain fam. Ellie. At the center of the storm is Brooke Lynn, whose carefully concealed past involving her son Gio is unraveling. Once a secret adoption, Gio's identity is becoming increasingly difficult to protect, especially as Tracy intensifies her pursuit of the truth. Brooke Lynn's internal crisis reaches new depths as her past choices begin to erode the trust and stability she's fought so hard to maintain within the family. Tracy's instincts as both a guardian and investigator make her a formidable force. Her inquiries are no longer passive curiosities, but forceful demands that chip away at Brooke Lynn's defenses. As each new detail emerges, Brooke Lynn finds herself trapped in a web of her own making, unable to stop the impending collapse of family unity. The fallout threatens not only her personal integrity, but also the wider Courtmain legacy. Meanwhile, Jocelyn and Vaughn face a separate but equally dangerous battle. After reviewing a report from Brennan, the duo realizes that previous assumptions about manageable threats were dangerously naive. Beneath the surface lies a vast network of conspiracies with the potential to dismantle everything they hold dear. Jocelyn's growing awareness transforms her role from a passive investigator to an active participant in a life-or-death struggle, while Vaughn constructs a survival strategy to navigate through the impending chaos. As these external threats grow, their bond strengthens. The evolving dynamics between Jocelyn and Vaughn underscore the need for mutual reliance, not only for physical survival but emotional endurance. The dangers they face extend beyond obvious enemies, reaching into the shadows of institutional betrayal and long-standing deception. Simultaneously, Christina enters a battle of her own, aimed directly at Ava. When Ava resorts to blackmail to manipulate Alexis, Christina sheds her usual composure. Driven by a fierce need to protect her mother and restore family stability, she offers Ava a deal, a veiled ultimatum that serves as both warning and declaration of power. But Christina understands this move is just the beginning of a deeper, more dangerous game. Christina's calculated strategy signals a shift in the Courtmain family dynamics. Her stance is not merely reactive, but a proactive reshaping of alliances and control. Ava, however, is no easy opponent. As their psychological battle escalates, both women prepare for a high-stakes confrontation with no guaranteed outcomes. Elsewhere, Gio confronts the consequences of his past. With Roco's safety on the line, he can no longer avoid telling the truth. Standing before Emma, Gio begins to expose the weight of his decisions. His confessions reveal a man tormented by past choices, struggling under the burden of responsibility. Emma, in turn, sees past Gio's hardened exterior and into the emotional turmoil beneath. Their relationship begins to transform from one marked by conflict to one rooted in vulnerability and shared understanding. What emerges is a complex emotional narrative where love, redemption, and acceptance become central themes. Their connection deepens as they navigate the fragile line between past mistakes and future hope. Finally, Lulu is caught between silence and truth. The revelation that Gio is the biological child of Brooklyn and Dante threatens to destabilize not just her life, but the entire Cody&Moly family. As pressure mounts, Lulu grapples with the moral and emotional weight of disclosure. The stakes are high. Exposing the secret could fracture the family irreparably, yet continuing to hide it risks long-term destruction through distrust. Her internal struggle embodies the broader theme of the episode, the cost of truth. As secrets inch closer to exposure, every character is forced to confront their role in a collapsing facade. The Cody&Moly family stands on the edge of transformation. What happens next will depend on their ability to navigate a storm of their own making. General Hospital star Cameron Matheson has been unafraid to talk about the devastation that happened during the LA wildfire. He's been on many interviews and opened up about how heart-wrenching it was losing his family home. But the actor perseveres and continues to find the silver lining to everything. He recently revealed something wonderful that managed to survive the wildfire and shared it with his fans on social media. On Instagram, Matheson wrote, 25 years with this 65 Mustang Fastback, and somehow it made it through the Eaton fire. The kids always dreamed of keeping it in the family for generations, so we're doing everything we can to bring it back to life. Hashtag Mustang, hashtag Fastback, hashtag 1965, hashtag family, hashtag LaFires. Along with that was a video in which Matheson stated, "Guys, here at the burn site. Gotta be honest, it's not easy seeing every remnant of our house bulldozed out, cleared. But I want to talk about something that's a little positive. Mustang somewhat survived the fire. It was one of the few things that survived, and this car is very, very, very important to me and the kids and the family for different reasons." The Mustang has a striking blue color with bold white racing stripes running from the front to the rear, over the hood, roof, and trunk. The chrome bumpers and trim add to the sheer beauty of the fastback-style vehicle and is a great representation of muscle cars and how cars should look. General Hospital's Matheson moved his camera in close to show issues with the paint, as he continued by describing, "Obviously, the paint did not survive. It got cooked in the fire, which is salvageable. The engine's working. Keys were in the house, so we needed a new key cylinder. The tires were all fried and crusted, so we needed new tires, but I'm on my way to the body shop now to get a quote on repainting it, and I'm very grateful that it looks like it could be saved." He concluded by enthusiastically stating, "You know, we're trying to hang on to what we can. She looks good from afar right now, but just wait until we get her painted." General Hospital spoilers suggest the week of May 5 to 9 will be filled with some heavy moments, so it's time to take a deeper dive into what fans should expect over the next 5 days. Fans saw Roco Falconeri collapse during the Friday, May 2 episode after drinking some spiked punch at a College Beach bonfire party. He was initially hesitant to go to the shindig, but Danny Morgan convinced him and pressured him into having some alcohol to fit in and not raise any red flags with anyone. The ABC soap just dropped its weekly preview this, and from the sounds of it, Roco will be found unresponsive and rushed to the hospital. Could Roco have alcohol poisoning? It's hard to say. He clearly consumed more alcohol than his system is used to, so there could be a chance that the punch hit his body hard. Alcohol poisoning can be fatal. It can also cause patients to go into a coma. This is the land of soaps, where anything is possible, could Roco require a transplant or blood infusion that can only come from a family member to recover? Roco has plenty of family members in Port Charles, and the good news is, his sister Charlotte Cassadine is currently in the little town. But what if everyone that gets tested to save Roco is not a match? This could turn out to be a nightmare for Lulu Spencer and Dante Falconieri, who will be desperate to do anything to save their son. Lulu knows that Dante has a son out there with Brooklyn Quartermain Chase that he's not aware of, and has been wanting to spill the beans on this for a long time. Roco's medical emergency could very well be the thing that breaks Lulu into telling Dante the truth. With that said, a few weeks back, fans got the feeling as if Lulu connected the dots between Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri and Lois Cerullo's bond. Gio has a unique family-like relationship with all his Bensonhurst community members in PC, but he and Lois are especially close. Still, Lulu hasn't crossed a line or even pushed for information with Lois, but that may be because she's been more preoccupied with other things. Could Roco's medical emergency and no available family donors have Lulu switching gears? Fans may recall that Lulu's mom, Laura Collins, was in a similar situation years ago when her daughter was a baby. She had a secret son in Nicholas Cassadine, who she eventually revealed in hopes that he could save Lulu's life. Lucky Spencer was not a bone marrow match at the time, so Laura was desperate. In fact, what's even more interesting was that this story was recently retold by Laura when she and Lulu talked about the dilemma her daughter had in knowing that Dante has another son that he's not aware of. Ultimately, Laura encouraged Lulu to stay out of it. But will Lulu's need to save her son's life be the very reason she ends up exposing Brooklyn and Gio's true parentage? In General Hospital, Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davis's storyline has taken a dramatic and heartfelt turn, moving from a staged date at the nurses' ball to a real-life journey toward love, parenthood, and resilience in the face of medical adversity. At the glamorous annual nurses' ball in Port Charles, Cody and Molly unexpectedly captured the spotlight. Arriving together, their chemistry ignited speculation, with social media buzzing over their appearance as a potential power couple. While their original intent was simply friendship, forged through late shifts and quiet conversations, the night sparked something deeper. Under the glittering lights and media frenzy, Cody proposed the idea of exploring something beyond friendship, a suggestion that prompted Molly to confront her painful history with infertility. Molly's struggles with conception and failed surrogacy had left emotional scars, making Cody's heartfelt offer both comforting and frightening. Despite her reservations, Cody's unwavering support and sincere affection allowed Molly to open up to the possibility of love and eventually family. To the astonishment of both, Molly soon discovered she was pregnant, a revelation that contradicted previous medical diagnoses. The moment was emotional and surreal, leading her to contemplate legal action against her former doctor before choosing instead to embrace hope. Cody, equally stunned and overjoyed, pledged his unwavering commitment. As their relationship deepened, the couple shared quiet domestic moments, from poetry readings to baby shopping. The Port Charles community rallied behind them. Friends, colleagues, and even past rivals offered support, further grounding their journey in a network of love. Yet, pregnancy brought new challenges. Molly faced gestational diabetes and later developed hypertension, requiring careful medical management. Through it all, Cody remained a constant source of strength. Together, they adjusted their lifestyle, monitored health metrics, and prepared their home for the baby. Their bond evolved from romantic excitement into a mature partnership built on mutual sacrifice and care. Eventually, during a stormy night, Molly's labor began. The rushed trip to General Hospital was filled with tension and urgency. Cody stayed by her side throughout delivery, offering reassurance as Molly endured the grueling process. Their baby was born at dawn, healthy and strong, signaling the culmination of a journey defined by courage and love. On the rooftop of the hospital, as the sun rose over Port Charles, Cody and Molly embraced their new role as parents. Their journey, from a fake date to an improbable pregnancy, had defied expectations. Now, with their newborn in arms, they stood as a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and the unexpected paths love can take. This week on General Hospital, Port Charles is engulfed in intrigue as Jocelyn Jack steps into a clandestine world of espionage, deception, and conflicted loyalties. Her induction into the World Security Bureau, under the guidance of Agent Jack Brennan, sets off a dramatic chain of events that could jeopardize her most personal relationships, particularly with her mother, Carly Corinthos. Jocelyn's choice to become an undercover agent stems from a deep inner conflict, ultimately resolved through long nights of contemplation and a growing desire to fight for justice. Her covert mission begins at Port Charles University, where she infiltrates the academic circle of Professor Henry Dalton, a man suspected of criminal ties masked behind intellectual prestige. But deception comes at a high cost. As part of her double life, Jocelyn is forced to keep her affiliation secret from Carly, causing an emotional divide. Carly's instincts pick up on Jocelyn's evasive behavior during their interactions, particularly as Jocelyn grows more guarded and cryptic. The emotional toll is profound as Jocelyn wrestles with guilt and the ever-present fear of exposure. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's cover is further strained by her budding friendship with Emma Scorpio Drake. Originally rivals vying for a coveted spot on Dalton's research team, the two begin to bond over late-night study sessions and shared ambition. However, their relationship is threatened when Jocelyn sabotages Emma by swapping a critical thumb drive, an act that triggers a chain reaction of suspicion and betrayal. The competition for Dalton's attention escalates, both academically and possibly romantically, fueled by his enigmatic persona and rumored illegal activities. Jocelyn's intelligence-gathering advantages come with the burden of manipulating her friend and maintaining a facade that grows heavier by the day. As the mission intensifies, Jocelyn teeters on the edge of confession. Scenes hint at her nearly revealing her secret to Emma during a quiet, emotional moment on campus. Yet Brennan's warnings about the global implications of disclosure loom large, forcing Jocelyn to weigh friendship against duty. Rumors swirling through Port Charles suggest she may slip, a mistake that could unravel both her mission and personal connections. Beyond Jocelyn's arc, the week of May 5 to 9 delivers a cascade of developments across town. Cody Bell risks his life intervening in a violent encounter in the woods, while Nina Reeves' manipulations collapse under unexpected scrutiny. Carly provides comfort to Lulu Spencer, and Alexis Davis faces legal and personal reckonings at the courthouse. Drew Kane uncovers critical evidence tied to his drug test results, triggering a covert meeting with Max Scorpio. Elsewhere, familial tensions flare as Dante Falconeri contemplates a devastating secret about Brooklyn Chase, while Christina Corinthos Davis and Lucky Spencer navigate emotional landmines rooted in family dysfunction. Brooklyn Chase is rattled by overheard secrets, and Jason Morgan delivers stern guidance to the younger generation following a reckless beach incident involving Danny and Roco. As the week progresses, emotional gestures attempt to mend broken bonds, with Christina offering a heartfelt reconciliation to Alexis. Jocelyn continues to grapple with her undercover duties while deepening her alliance with Brennan in preparation for a decisive strike against Dalton. By Friday, confrontations erupt at the Port Charles Farmers Market, secrets surface in Ned Quartermain's mansion, and Jen Sidwell's cryptic offer to Deception Cosmetics hints at corporate upheaval. The week ends on a cliffhanger of strained alliances, unspoken truths, and looming consequences. A devastating storyline unfolds in General Hospital as Roco Falconeri succumbs to alcohol poisoning, leaving Port Charles reeling. The tragedy, sparked by a night of reckless choices, profoundly impacts Danny Morgan, Gio Palmieri, and Rocco's parents, Dante and Lulu Falconeri. The incident begins at a seemingly innocent campfire gathering. Danny, seeking to prove himself, urges Roco to drink. What starts as teenage bravado spirals into disaster as Roco, heavily intoxicated, collapses on the beach. Danny, alarmed by Rocco's fading consciousness, enlists Gio's help to move him to the Quartermain boathouse, hoping rest will suffice. Despite their efforts to care for him, Rocco's condition worsens. Cody Bell, spotting lights in the boathouse, discovers Roco in distress and rushes him to General Hospital. Despite the medical team's tireless efforts, Roco remains comatose, his prognosis grim. The severity of his alcohol poisoning proves insurmountable, and he tragically passes away. Dante, consumed by grief and fury, confronts Danny and Gio, blaming their reckless encouragement for Rocco's fate. Lulu, Rocco's mother, clings to dwindling hope, seeking solace in prayer, but her faith cannot undo the loss. The Falconeri family is shattered, grappling with guilt and sorrow. Dante and Lulu lean on each other, navigating an unimaginable void, while the community of Port Charles mourns a young life cut short. Danny and Gio, burdened by guilt, face the irreversible consequences of their actions. Their impulsive decision has cost a friend's life, leaving them to wrestle with regret and the weight of their choices. Rocco's death serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of youthful recklessness. As Port Charles prepares for his funeral, the tragedy unites the community in shared grief, highlighting the fragility of life and the enduring impact of a single moment. The Falconeris, Danny, and Gio must find ways to honor Rocco's memory while confronting the long road to healing. General Hospital delivers a poignant narrative, blending raw emotion with a cautionary tale, ensuring Rocco's story resonates with viewers long after the credits roll. In the latest developments from General Hospital, the tension within the Quartermain family escalates as Tracy discovers a devastating secret. Gio is actually Brooke Lynn's biological son. This revelation sends shockwaves through the family, threatening not only their internal relationships, but also their public standing. Tracy, long a pillar of strategic control, realizes the stakes are too high to let the truth surface and begins orchestrating an elaborate cover-up. Understanding that the exposure of Gio's true parentage could destabilize the entire Quartermain legacy, Tracy embarks on a calculated mission to suppress the truth. Her goal: preserve the family's power and reputation. She approaches Lulu with a bold proposition: claim Gio as her own child to shield Brooke Lynn and safeguard the family name. However, this strategy comes with profound emotional and relational consequences. Lulu, already envisioning a future with Dante and contemplating starting a family of her own, is caught off guard. Although she shares a deep bond with Gio, the request to become his adoptive mother forces her to confront a life-altering choice. Adding to her hesitation is the recent revelation that Gio was somehow connected to a dangerous incident involving Roco, her beloved child. Feeling manipulated and betrayed, Lulu grows increasingly resistant to Tracy's plan. As Lulu pushes back, Tracy's carefully laid schemes begin to unravel. Her desperation intensifies as she realizes the foundation of her authority and influence is rapidly eroding. She perceives Lulu's refusal not merely as personal defiance, but as a threat to the entire family structure she has fought to protect. Meanwhile, Lois, once viewed by Tracy as a manageable influence, begins acting unpredictably. Her involvement threatens to expose the very secrets Tracy has struggled to contain. Lois's actions bring Gio's paternity and the Quartermain's concealed history into public scrutiny, deepening the crisis. Tracy finds herself in uncharted territory. Her usual strategic precision gives way to impulsive decisions driven by fear and obsession. The stress of maintaining control amid growing chaos leads her to consider extreme measures she would have previously dismissed. As internal fractures deepen, particularly between Brooke Lynn and Lulu, the Quartermain family stands on the brink of collapse. Despite her relentless efforts, Tracy begins to acknowledge that the burden of secrecy has become unsustainable. Each attempt to contain the fallout only exacerbates the situation. The long-standing deceptions and missteps now threaten everything she has built, both personally and for the family. With no clear path forward and her influence waning, Tracy faces an impossible dilemma. If she fails to resolve the situation swiftly, the Cody&Moly family may never recover. The very legacy she has fought to preserve could be lost, undone by the very secrets she tried to protect. Recent developments in Port Charles have introduced a significant emotional storyline involving the Falconeri family. What began as a teenage alcohol incident has evolved into a life-altering revelation with profound implications for multiple characters. The narrative commenced when teenagers Danny Morgan and Gio made a critical error in judgment by not seeking immediate medical attention for their intoxicated friend, Roco Falconeri. What appeared to be simple intoxication was actually severe alcohol poisoning, putting Roco's life at risk. Fortunately, Cody Bell discovered Roco at the Cody&Moly boathouse and transported him to General Hospital. During treatment preparations, medical staff determined that Roco required a blood transfusion. When Dante volunteered as a donor, an unexpected medical incompatibility revealed the devastating truth. Dante is not Roco's biological father. This revelation forced Lulu to acknowledge her past infidelity during their marriage, which resulted in Roco's conception. Despite his profound emotional distress, Dante prioritized Roco's well-being, insisting the truth remain confidential to protect their son's emotional stability. This crisis occurred just as Dante and Lulu, divorced for 4 years, were cautiously exploring reconciliation. The revelation of this betrayal has severely compromised their fragile relationship, potentially eliminating any possibility of reunification. Another compelling storyline involves Drew Kane, Willow Corinthos, and Nina Reeves, featuring betrayal that threatens familial bonds. Willow overheard a conversation between her mother Nina and Carly Spencer, revealing Nina had drugged Drew in an attempt to sabotage his relationship with Willow. This discovery led to an intense confrontation where Willow accused Nina of betrayal, declaring their mother-daughter relationship irreparably damaged. Upon learning the truth, Drew confronted Nina at her apartment. The heated exchange revealed additional complexity when Nina threatened to disclose a past intimate encounter between herself and Drew, information that could devastate Willow. Drew responded with a menacing warning, establishing a dangerous escalation in their conflict. A third developing narrative involves Tracy Cody&Moly's discovery that Brooklyn Cody&Moly gave up a child for adoption during her high school years. Through persistent investigation and collaboration with Lulu Spencer, Tracy learned that Dante Falconeri is the father of Brooklyn's child. Further evidence suggests that Gio, who has recently become connected to the Cody&Moly family, may actually be this child. Armed with circumstantial evidence, Tracy confronted Lois Cirillo, who eventually admitted arranging for her cousin in Bensonhurst to raise Brooklyn's baby. Tracy has demanded that Lois reveal this truth to all parties involved, setting the stage for significant emotional fallout. These interconnected storylines demonstrate how long-buried secrets and deception can fundamentally alter family dynamics. Each narrative raises compelling questions about forgiveness, trust, and identity that will continue to resonate throughout Port Charles. The revelation about Roco's paternity challenges Dante's self-perception while testing his capacity for forgiveness. Nina's manipulation of Drew illustrates the destructive potential of misguided protective instincts. Meanwhile, the Cody&Moly-Spencer connection represents how past decisions continue to influence present relationships in unexpected ways. In a pivotal storyline unfolding across continents, General Hospital introduces a dramatic new chapter for Willow Corinthos, Michael Corinthos, and Sasha Gilmore. As Michael sets his sights on a life abroad with Sasha and their unborn twins, Willow makes the courageous decision to step away from her past and prioritize healing. Jason Morgan initiates a complex plan that begins with confronting Willow about Michael's intentions to reunite. However, Willow, having endured psychological manipulation at the hands of Drew Kane, makes it clear that reconciliation is no longer an option. Her decision stems not only from emotional wounds, but from revelations about Drew's coercive tactics involving tarot readings and psychological control. Despite Jason's efforts, Willow affirms her resolve to stay apart from Michael, even as she walks away from custody of their twin daughters to give them stability. Meanwhile, Jason organizes safe travel for Sasha and her unborn children to Hamburg, Germany, ahead of Michael's arrival. He oversees every detail, from hospital registrations to international logistics, ensuring a secure and peaceful transition. Willow, on her part, grants her blessing to the new family, showing grace and maturity in a difficult moment. She offers Sasha heartfelt congratulations and vows to support their future, even from a distance. As Michael, Sasha, and Jason land in Hamburg, they begin preparing for the birth of the twins. They check into a modern medical facility led by Dr. Anna Weiss, a renowned obstetrician specializing in high-risk pregnancies. The care provided is exemplary, giving Sasha confidence as labor approaches. A special touch awaits them in their new apartment, a heartfelt gift from Willow, symbolizing her continued presence in their lives despite her absence. The birth itself is both emotional and triumphant. Sasha gives birth to a healthy baby boy and girl, Julian and Elena, with Michael by her side and Jason offering support from the background. The family is presented with engraved bracelets marking the new additions, symbolizing the start of their next chapter. Jason's role remains central throughout, quietly ensuring both emotional and logistical needs are met. Back in the U.S., Willow embarks on her journey of recovery and renewal. Residing temporarily in a serene Hudson Valley cottage, she finds peace through volunteer work at a women's shelter and daily yoga. Though physically distant, she stays emotionally connected via photos and videos sent by Michael. Her weekly updates from Germany bring solace and a sense of continued purpose. As Sasha and Michael adjust to life with newborns, their routine in Germany settles into quiet joy, nightly feedings, riverside walks, and regular medical checkups. Sasha begins preserving wildflowers for a keepsake journal for the twins. Eventually, preparations begin for their return to Port Charles, with Jason handling official documentation and logistics. This evolving storyline portrays a deep exploration of love, loss, and resilience. Willow's decision to prioritize self-empowerment while still supporting Michael and Sasha speaks volumes about personal growth. Michael's commitment to fatherhood and his bond with Sasha show a man reshaping his life with clarity and hope. And Jason, the ever-reliable protector, ensures the past is left behind as a new legacy begins. In a calculated scheme to drive a wedge between Drew and Willow, Nina orchestrated a plan designed to provoke chaos. With the assistance of her trusted associate Portia, Nina recruited Jacinda, an expert manipulator, to engage Drew in a public confrontation that would push him to a breaking point. The plan was executed with precision. Jacinda deliberately provoked Drew, resulting in a scene that shocked onlookers, including Willow, who reacted with visible anger. Despite the emotional fallout, Drew managed to convince Willow to accompany him to the hospital for a medical evaluation. At the hospital, routine blood work revealed a disturbing anomaly. Drew's system tested positive for compound K, a known agent that induces erratic and uncontrollable behavior. This discovery shifted the narrative, raising serious questions about the intent behind his sudden outburst. The implication was clear: Drew had likely been drugged. Determined to uncover the truth, Drew turned to Mac for help in investigating the incident. Suspicion quickly fell on Tracy, who had been his last point of contact prior to his episode. Meanwhile, Jacinda, having accepted payment from Nina, was supposedly en route to Australia to lay low. However, her reputation for opportunism suggested she might not stay hidden for long. Speculation grew that Jacinda could betray Nina and Portia. Known for her greed, she might leverage her insider knowledge for a higher payout. There were whispers she might even approach Drew with the full story, if he was willing to pay. As tensions escalated, Jacinda's next move threatened to unravel the entire scheme, potentially exposing everyone involved. On the next GH, Lois pleads with Dante. Alexis is in the hot seat, and Roco issues an apology. In addition to Lois pleading with Dante, General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, May 6, 2025, focus on Christina opening up to Lucky and Drew getting key intel. Lois's plea to Dante suggests that one of the show's current long-running secrets is finally out. Either that or Lois wants Dante to fix the relationship between Brooklyn and Lulu, or whatever is going on with Roco that caused him to imbibe too much grog at the beach party. It looks like Dante will have it out for Gio because Roco drank too much at the beach party and ended up in the hospital for alcohol poisoning. But what it really needs to be about is that Dante discovers a million years after everyone else that he's the father of another boy, and that Brooklyn never told him that their teenage fling resulted in a pregnancy, and she gave up the baby for adoption all those years ago. And he should also know that not only do Brooklyn and Lois know the secret, but also Gloria, Chase, Cody, Tracy, and Lulu. Basically, his whole social circle knows and kept it from him. Let's see his reaction then. Apparently, on Tuesday, teasers suggest that Alexis is in the hot seat. Does she have to go another round with Christina and Slash or Molly? This has to be about her willingness to commit Christina to a mental health facility. So far, she's gotten out of the awkward conversations about the topic. Will there be a different outcome this time? Well, first of all, Christina could open up her mind and realize there is a reason why Alexis would resort to such an extreme option. Speaking of Christina opening up, that's exactly what she does to Lucky. She will admit to Lucky about her mom's recent intention to commit her, to which Lucky has an interesting response. In the GH weekly video preview, he tells her that maybe her mom wasn't wrong. Will Christina rethink her opposition to checking herself in and getting the help she so desperately needs? Meanwhile, Drew gets key intel. It seems like Brad didn't like how Portia talked to him and threatened to blame him for the ketamine incident. So before this mess can lead back to him, he decides to make the incident work for him instead. He goes to Drew and offers up the intel, but only as long as the congressman can make it worthwhile for Brad. Maybe the lab tech no longer cares about returning to his dark side now that he's witnessed Lucas cozying up to Marco. Will Brad come clean about Portia being behind Drew's Savoy debauchery? Finally, Roco has some explaining and some apologizing to do. At the beach party, he was too young to attend. He drank grog that he was too young, legally, to drink. No worries. The teen issues an apology, but to whom? His parents? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.